At the end of the Roman conquest in the 6th century, Dorchester became the foundation of Christianity in England's south and west. Reverend Raymond Nichols of the medieval Abbey Church tells us more.
Well, the church first was built here in the year 634, when a monk from Lombardy came on a mission to the people of Wessex and baptized the king of Wessex here in the river, just a few yards from where we're sitting. And that meant that he could build his cathedral here. The king gave him Dorchester to build his cathedral, and he built his church here in 634. And it remained a cathedral for about 500 years until the bishopric was moved to Lincoln in 1072. So it ceased to be a cathedral church from that moment, and then became an Augustinian monastery. And where we are sitting now, we would have been right in the middle of the monastic cloisters. The monks' cells and their refectory and their library and other rooms would all have been in a square just around where we're sitting now. And it remained a monastery for another 500 or so years until Henry VIII came on the scene. He didn't like monasteries, as you probably remember from your school history. And at the dissolution of the monasteries, it was all broken down with the exception of the guest house, where the museum is now, and the church itself. The church was bought by a private individual for £140 from the King's Commissioners and left in the will of the purchaser to the village. So it's had three lives, really. It's had 500 years as a cathedral, 500 years as a monastery, and ever since then it's been the village church of this small Oxfordshire village.
The Abbey Church of St. Peter and St. Paul holds within its walls some fascinating religious artifacts. One rare survivor of the Norman church is the lead font of 1170, depicting the apostles seated around the arcade. The Jesse window is a gallery of 14th century medieval sculpture, with nothing to compare with it in the country.
The interesting thing is that people who come to Dorchester Abbey are overwhelmed by the kind of haunting beauty of it and a great quietness of spirit that seems to settle on people quite unexpectedly when they come to Dorchester.
I think it's rare for us to find a locality with so many so many representative examples of sites of different periods within a small compass. The concentration of important prehistoric monuments is something almost without exception in the Thames Valley. Because of the sequence of things, we can trace the whole history right the way through.
All I can say is that there is a very kind of sacred mystery and haunting beauty about the place that just wraps its way around your heart, and if you come, you'll come back.